The Israel-Palestine conflict is one of the world's most intractable. Some say it goes back to 1948, when the State of Israel was recognized by the United Nations. Others say it goes back to the early 20th century. Others point to 19th century roots. Some push it back as far as the destruction of the temple in Roman times. This competition over dates is not important, though the history is. What really matters is trying to help reduce the conflict. This chapter starts with three of its related central features: exile, land, and home. 1. Exile. In the Israel-Palestine conflict, much on both sides is colored by exile. Jewish experience of this goes back to biblical times. By the waters of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Long after biblical times, Jews experienced rejection and murder for many centuries before the Nazi genocide. The Palestinians do not have that history, but they have never had self-government, and their exile is recent and current. Many were driven by Israeli forces from their homes in towns and villages into a stateless limbo. Mourid Barghouti described the impact of this. It stretches before me, as touchable as a scorpion, a bird, a well, visible as a field of chalk, as the prints of shoes. It is a land, like any land. We sing for it only so that we may remember the humiliation of having it taken from us. Our song is not for some sacred thing of the past, but for our current self-respect that is violated anew every day by the occupation. Those staying in Israel find that state moving towards one where Jews have protected national identity, but Palestinians do not. Palestinians and exile. Two memories. Ghada Karmi was a child when her family fled Jerusalem, fearing massacre as at Deir Yassin, where survivors told of mutilation, rape, and murder of pregnant women. 20 of the men were paraded in triumph around the streets of the Jewish areas of Jerusalem. They were then brought back and shot directly over the quarries, into which their bodies were thrown. The surviving villagers fled in terror, and the empty village was then occupied by Jewish forces. The worst of it was that the gangs who had carried out the killings boasted about what they had done and threatened publicly to do so again. They said it had been a major success in clearing the Arabs out of their towns and villages. We never set eyes on Fatima or our dog or the city we had known ever again. Our hasty, untidy exit from Jerusalem was no way to have said goodbye to our home, our country, and all that we knew and loved.